Okay, you're good.
All right, scholars, sitting in start. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's mine. That's where I need one more. Leah. LaMonica, don't look at the camera. Remember, board. Someone remind me, what do sentences and names start with? I wonder if you can all remind me. Sentences and names start with? They start at the headline, but sentences and names start with what, Naria? Yes. They start with capital letters, and capital letters go headline to baseline. So today's sentence is, fish need fins to swim. Fish need fins to swim. How many words? 5 words. Back to start. Our first word is fish. Who can spell fish? Naria. Yes. My F goes headline to baseline because it's a capital letter. Crosses at the headline, then crosses again at the midline. What's the next letter, Naria? I. Yes. I goes midline to baseline with a dot between your headline and midline. H. Yes. Kylie, start. Naria, remember the sound combination? F-H. In the word fish. Your S goes midline to baseline, and your H goes headline to baseline. And this is the important part. Your arch touches the midline, then comes back down to baseline. Talia, eyes. Everyone write your first word. Ready, go. Right there. First word.
What do you see? What's happening? They are getting birthday.
Let's see, Kaden has started.
What's happening in this part of the city? They're getting a cake. Do you know what the place is called where you get a
All right. I see your first words are done. We are moving on. The next word is need. The word is need. Soraya, how do you spell need?
What else can you use when you get a cake? So let's do a cross check.
Yes. My N goes, ooh, I forgot something. What do I need between my words? With a quiet hand, with a quiet hand. LaMonica had a quiet hand.
Pause.
Want to phone a friend? Kylie. Yes. I need a finger space between my words. So my N doesn't start here. It starts right here. And goes midline to baseline. Then what, Soraya?
E. How do you know?
Then what? This is the tricky part.
Okay. How else do you know?
Then what?
There's a Y. Yep. What else?
Yes. Soraya, remember the sound combination? E. E. That E is kind of sloppy, isn't it? Let's fix it. Been calling out stop.
You keep going.
Thank you, Kylie. Talia, how about you spell our next word? The word is fins. The word is fins.
Antoine, now it's a check.
Yes,
Get on last
F. Remember, your lowercase f starts a little bit. Oh, actually, I don't have enough room. And I forgot. The knee. I run out of fish knee. I run out of room. You might not be out of room yet on your line. Don't move down a line until the line is full. The next word is fins. Talia just told us that it is a lowercase f, which goes from headline to baseline and crosses at the midline. Next is yes. My I goes midline to baseline with a dot between my headline and midline. Then what's the
It's called a bakery. A bakery is a place where you go and get all sorts of cakes and cookies and breads. Keep going.
Yes, but what comes before the H? You got it. I see your mind moving.
When you trust your alarm, stop it. Alarm.
H. Yes. S-H is the same sound combination that's in fish. The next word is to. Let's do this one really quickly.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Kylie, can you spell to?
You're really working hard.
Yes. T goes headline to baseline. Cross goes to midline. Great. Go to the next line. My last word is swim. I don't want my word to be squished, so I'm going to go to my next line. How do I spell swim? Naria. Then, LaMonica, what comes next? Mari, not quite. This letter is hard for you, so it's okay if you don't know. Kaden, do you know? What is it? Yes. My W goes midline to baseline. Kylie, what's next? I goes midline to baseline with a dot between my headline and midline. I don't want to see eyes that look like this. That's a sloppy eye. That is a sloppy eye. Last letter. Sophia, last letter. Yes. M. My M touches the midline, touches the baseline, but does not go above or below. All right, I'm all finished. Why aren't I finished? You noticed my mistake. I forgot my period. I'm going to come around and correct your work. When I correct it, trace the correction, then write it again without making the same mistake.
Okay, I can hold it.
Okay, because I got
Let's
it
see.
before.
Ooh, this word looks great. I just want you to pay really close attention to make sure that your letters don't drop below your baseline. These E's are perfect, but you need to make sure that the tail at the bottom stays above that baseline. Do you see the difference? All right, now this word, there isn't enough room, so it's all squished. Let's move it down to this line. Now, do you see anything wonky about this word? What about this letter? What do you notice about it? What needs to change? What about it? Do lowercase letters, does a lowercase W go headline to baseline? No, it goes, where does it start? Yes, it starts at your midline. Write it again. This time pay attention to not dropping below the baseline and making sure all of your letters are lowercase. Naria, let's see. Let's see. Look at you go. Just a couple things to fix. Let's look. I love that your F goes all the way from headline to baseline, but remember that the second line of the F goes across your midline. This space right here, it's a little bit too big. I don't want to completely rewrite the word, but next time pay attention to make sure that your spaces are just one pinky. The D goes headline to baseline, which is great, but like we talked about before, the circle part of the D needs to go from midline to baseline, so it needs to touch all the way to the midline. Your S is the perfect shape. We just need to make sure that it's in the right place, which is from midline to baseline. This word is perfect. Your T is midline to baseline, is headline to baseline. Your O is midline to baseline. That is some superstar work. Make sure your W doesn't go above the midline. And look at those two letters. I love that your I is just a dot. It's not a big circle like you sometimes do. Not anymore. Excellent job. Now you write it again. Make sure to pay attention to your spacing. Want to pause? I can see that there were a couple of times that you noticed that your letter wasn't quite right and you fixed it on your own. You didn't even need me to tell you. What I want you to focus on is make sure that your letters aren't so far apart. Remember that between our letters we have needle spaces and between words we have meatball spaces, right? So let's fix this.
Miss Flanders, just put a dot where her W, since they're perfect letters, let's put a dot where her W should start and then let her do the rest.
Okay, got it. Right there, that's where your W starts. Can you write that word again for me, please? Thank you. Kylie, let's see.
Ooh, she wrote it 2 times.
Look at you. Thank you for your focus. Let's just correct the last one. Make sure your S
Y says
goes midline to baseline.
Y is very much like an E. It's
And that when you run out of room, go to the next line, okay? I'm not going to make you rewrite the whole thing, but this looks great. I love that I can tell you